Gamers, gals, non-binary pals. With every new set comes a new pricing scandal, whether Yu-Gi-Oh is too cheap, or Yu-Gi-Oh is too expensive, or there's no resale value in my sets, and we're kind of in that weird in-between right now with Legacy of Destruction. How many of you guys went to a sneak peek event? If you guys are unaware, sneak peeks are basically OTS events, where OTS stores are able to pre-order product of the newest core set. They're able to, get them into the player's hands like a little bit sooner, which is pretty cool. I really like the sort of like community aspect of it. I really like how OTS stores are able to, host a whole event around it. I really like how it basically just becomes this cool trading frenzy. I think that's pretty awesome. However, Legacy Destruction wasn't really that good of a set. But first, this video was brought to you guys by Imperium Duelist. Imperium makes some of the best Yu-Gi-Oh accessories and apparel, full stop. In fact, I religiously used their cherubim oversleeves for over a year at one point. And speaking of accessories, we've come together to create the Hoppin' Around playmat. You're all my little drama frogs, and I wanted to create a piece of art that is actually some form of usable merch. It comes in two colors, monochrome and hot pink, which is my favorite color by the way, and I am in love with how they turned out, both the single and two-player variants. Pick up a playmat, be sure to use my code Stevie10 on all products for their site for a 10% off discount, and be sure to tag us when yours comes in. And you can see the QCR for Gadget Trio is basically the same fucking price as Pydra, which is a super rare. So what happened? Where did things go so wrong? Well, this is kind of a multifaceted answer. There's a 50% chance that Pydra was just straight up short printed. It was either short printed or there are severe clumping issues. Clumping is basically the idea where, let's say on average, a case of 12 boxes should have about 8 of each super rare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you buy a case, you should pull somewhere between 7 to 9 of every super rare within the set. That's just how the math kind of works out. Now, a card is clumped when, let's say like one line or one little triangle is going to be a Pydra. A case is going to be considered clumped if some boxes have way more Hydras than others. So let's say one box might have 3, one box might have 1, one box might have 2, that's sort of the average. But one box might have like 6 Pydras, one box might have none, another box might have none, another box might have none, one box might have like 12 Hydras, and just like that sort of trickle down effect of the average math just kind of being very, very skewed in one direction or the other. And there is potential that this applied to other super rares, such as Code of Soul. However, it's kind of an issue because, first of all, Code of Soul is part of a dog shit archetype. I'm sorry, no one's playing Salamon Great. Except YCS Tokyo. That shit got top 4. And the second thing is, Pydra is just the infinitely more playable card, at least at the current moment. So we're either seeing massive short print issues, or we're seeing massive clumping issues, which, I mean, no matter what it is, it's just completely fucked regardless. So good job, Konami. I'm so glad that Billy Break told us to borrow Pydras from a friend. And secondly, this set isn't actually that good. Now, this might sound insane. This might sound like absolute horseshit coming out my ass, but there is a slight issue when it comes to the cards within the set. Now, a lot of the cards in the set are actually pretty low rarity in terms of cards that directly support meta archetypes. One of my friends, Josh, regarding Duelist Nexus, he called that set a DLC set because he was completely right. That was a set that didn't really bring us new archetypes. It just kind of supported older archetypes that were already, relatively cheap or people already had access to. And this set was basically the DLC set. Like, Nightmare Throne is an amazing card for Yubel, but Yubel was already a pretty cheap archetype, as well as the fact that this card was printed as an ultra rare, which is relatively way easier to pull relative to, like a secret rare or something like that, or a super rare, depending on who you decide to believe. Like, Nightmare Apprentice is a very good card that might see play in, like the Branded Illusion stuff. We also have the Lightsworn package. We have the Melodious stuff that was printed in extremely low rarity. If you guys look at the rarity breakdown for this set, basically anything that's high rarity is actually pretty cheap. Like Celatrice Velmonica, that's like a $2 ultra. Silent Magician Zero, this is like a $6 secret. Gandora G, this card is trying to be bought out for the memes and it's still only like $12, $13. Minerva, Athenian Lightsworn, that's like $4. And that's like another big issue with sets overall. When you have a set that's very low to the ground in regards to the pricing range and rarities, it does lead to what Solemn Yu-Gi-Oh talked about in one of his videos, where the solution for Konami isn't just to print extremely low rarity archetypes or extremely low rarity cards or whatever. Because A, it drives down sales, and B, OTS stores kind of suffer in the long run. Like, look at Legacy Destruction box prices. It's already crashed to about $66 when the average box, like, you can go to any card store right now, it's gonna go for 75, 80, 85, 90, maybe 100. Age of Overlord is kind of an anomaly, but, you know, very, very, very good sets that have meta relevant staples at good rarities are gonna hold much more value, and stores are gonna get a lot more value out of it. But if you create a set that's basically just, haha, it's the common Palooza, then unfortunately, a lot of the card prices are going to suffer, and people are going to try to find value elsewhere. People are still going to buy the set. People are going to find value in any way they can. We've already seen this a little bit. Again, the first two examples of Nightmare Throne and Nightmare Apprentice. Like, look at the price trend for Nightmare Throne. It like dropped to 25 on release, and then it immediately spiked as soon as people realized, A, Yubel is pretty good, and B, fuck it, it's the only thing worth pulling out of this set. So we're seeing like massive fluctuations in terms of like card prices. Where was this printed? What the fuck is this? This is kind of cool. I kind of want, when was this given out as a token? Was it like an OTS promo? That's pretty cool. Damn, I kind of want these tokens. Those are only in select stores. That's kind of sick. Break free from your iron prison. People are trying to find value in any way out of the set. Either it's by buying out ultras, trying to get some sort of value over specific secrets, like the Vadras rank 10, or they're gonna find it in the most meta playable super rare in 10-Pi Hydra. Now, you may be wondering, oh, Pydra got bought out. Why isn't Transcend Dragon getting bought out too? First of all, one of these wasn't fucking short printed or clumped in large quotations. And B, Transcend Dragon, you only need to play like one, maybe two, if you're really scared of Cashier Unicorn. Pydra is a card you have to play. You have to play Pydra if you want to play 10-Pi seriously. And it is the only high rarity card in the whole archetype, at least. Which is why this card has only gone up. On release, it was about 10 bucks, and I got my playset for about $15, $20, which is pretty cool. And then it's just gone up and up and up and up and up because people are just like, fuck it. I gotta get any sort of value out of this set in any capacity. And people do want to play 10-Pi. It's a low rarity deck. It's extremely fun. It's extremely potent. You can build it for cheap. Except for me, I have this deck built max rarity because they ain't no poor. This is where all the VTuber money goes towards. Keep subscribing to Mythos, chat. I need to put it all on blackjack. But that sort of player sentiment leads to this sort of shitty buyout behavior. Because at the end of the day, as unfortunate as it is, it's not just Konami that controls the secondary market by deciding to print cards at either extremely high rarity or in short prints or any other sort of clumping issues, blah, 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 blah. Players also play a massive part into the secondary market because, spoiler alerts, players kind of do control the secondary market in a large scale as well, as much as we'd like to admit it or not. Now, it would be cool if everything was, you know, super cheap and super cool and everyone and their moms could have fun with this archetype and this set overall. The unfortunate reality is Konami knows that players are gonna pay whatever it takes to get whatever silly little archetype that they want. Anyways, that's basically the long short of the lead pricing drama. I think it's very silly just how this whole thing has been handled. Like, I'm a fucking rarity whore. I'll shell out for any QCR, Pydra that they'll eventually make in the future. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section down below. If this is like something that stopped you from playing 10-Pi, if this is something that doesn't really bother you, because theoretically anomalies like this, as well as with Druis Worm or with Magnamut in the past, aren't really big issues. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section down below. So yeah, post them. Let me know what you think about super rares and them being this expensive. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.